Alright, let's look over the track map one more time before getting into this very fast circuit. 14 turns, it's Australia. One of the best tracks in my opinion. Absolutely love the corners. Pole, who knows? But we shall see. At least 115s, low 116s maybe. Back of the grid, but we will see. We got very... I think we had 14 people, so not as much as we thought would be going on. But yeah, again, that's enough people for this quali. Right. As people now get on their setups, who will be the first one to coming out for this first session? Let's see, there's 14 people. It's going to be the first one out. I believe it's going to be one of the Ferrari drivers. Yep.
I will watch from Twitch for now.
Okay.
Just until I get this sorted.
Yeah. Just mute your mic as well, just so I can... Alright, so the first one out, is that going to be Senna or is that going to be... Oh man, let's have a look. It is going to be Senna. Let's go on board with him. On this, I'm just absolutely not looking at the right person. Let's get this let's get this track map out. Alright, as they're doing the outlaps now, they want to warm the tyres up. The tyres for this track actually want to be like the 75 degrees to get the maximum grip out of there. As more people come out the pits, it's going to be Ferrari to cross the line first, followed by the Visa Cash Up, then the Kick Sauber, then the two Hasses. So everyone else now follows up the grid. Hopefully no one gets impeded. That wouldn't be nice for the first lap. But as a banker, I'm expecting like a 117 high 16s. Let's see, is he coming into sector 2 now? Hopefully he's warming up his tyres enough. As almost everyone is out of the pits. Everyone wants to get an early running. And try and get the fastest lap. Hopefully if you can like, be one of the last out with the most out of times for the most grip. As everyone is, as the track evolves, everyone's going to be getting faster throughout this 16 minutes that's currently coming down. As I think that the Cash Up, actually, Visa wants to actually go first. We're going to go on board with him, since he's going to be the first one to cross the line. He's actually going to be on the medium tyres as well. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see if anyone else is actually on the medium tyres.
Alright, I've just saved my GPM, let's see if this works now.
Right, as he crosses the line, starting his lap, you want to be really hard on the brakes, cut this corner and just go foot to the floor. You want to open up your ERS. I'm not going to show the telemetry guys just because I don't drive this one too. A hard brake, you want to sort of get close to this apex right here. So far it's a pretty good lap from him. Let's see what his first sector 1 is as he's almost going up to the end of it now. His sector 1's going to be a 26.8, so that's a pretty good sector for a first lap. Probably going to be aiming for the 116s at this current time. Just going down the straight now, absolutely love this. You want to stay close to the wall for minimal corner as you can. Plus to the left side, just go straight after he's coming to this corner. He wants to ease off if he can, if he's brave enough, and back on the throttle and zooms down as he enters sector 3. So far it's looking like a really good lap from this Visa Cash Up driver. Final few turns, I usually lock up really well here. Oh, he had a bit of a spin, he's definitely going to be losing time here. But hopefully it's still going to be a good bank lap. Probably not the one he expected. But yeah, again, it's going to be a bank lap nevertheless. He still has plenty of runs to do. He put medium tyres on, so I'm not expecting him to get the fastest lap so far. As he crosses the line, it's looking like it's going to be a 116.8. So a good banker lap from him. If Ferrari crosses the line, it's going to be almost matching just by a few hundredths of a second. Who's the next that's going to cross the line? Is it the Kick Sauber? The Kick Sauber, yes. Let's go on board with the McLaren. As the McLaren finishes the line, he is currently a 19 flat, so not the laps that he's wanted. Who's next to cross the line? It is going to be his teammate Drizzle who's next to cross the line. It's the 14.2 for sector 2. It's coming up towards the end of sector 3 now. So far it's looking like a really good lap. Will it be into the 116s? It is looking very much likely, and it's going to be a 116.7, so he goes fastest. Let's go on board with the Ferrari driver of Senna. He's about to be crossing the line. It's going to be a time of what for him? Can he beat the McLaren? it is going to be a 1:17.4, so not the lap that he might have wanted. Let's go on board now with the Haas driver who comes into the pits. And then what about the Red Bull driver? The Red Bull driver is now starting his lap actually. So he's going to be zooming down the straights, trying to get the much speed as he can as he comes towards... Actually, that was his lap. It's a 1:51. So maybe he's just doing an out lap. Who knows? Let's go on board with Jordan now. Is he starting his lap? Yes, he is. Let's go on board with him, the person we were just speaking to this voice chat. Had a good turn 1, turn 2, now coming down to turn 3. Can he get on the brakes? Be brave. Pop the brake right after the 100-meter board. Had a bit of a wheel spin, but that's going to be fine. So far, the lap is looking pretty good from Jordan. So far, the fastest lap is a 16.7 from Josh. It's a 26.5 from the Williams driver. So far, it's pretty good. Sector 1, the fastest out of everyone on the grid right now. Can he keep up this pace for Sector 2 and get the fastest one there as well? Comes up towards the end of Sector 2, my favourite part of the track. It's going to be 43.8. I don't think that's the fastest second sector, but nevertheless, it's still a really quick lap from the Williams driver. His car's in the way. Hopefully the traffic slightly moves out the way. Should be good for him as he's coming up towards the final few turns now. Pretty sure the Red Bull and driver with Angry Ink is going to be crossing line. Did he invalidate? Did he go over the track? No, he locks up a tiny bit. Does get an okay exit, and I think it's going to be provisional pole for this man at the moment. Let's see. As he crosses the line, it's going to be a time of a 1:16.4. So he gets pole by almost 3/10 of a second, which is pretty good from him. As the Red Bull driver does improve, but not enough. He goes up to P11. Let's go on board with the Alpine driver as he invalidates. So that will be his lap over. Who'll be the next one to cross the line? I believe it will be the Aston Martin driver. So far, it's pretty good banker laps from Jordan, Josh, Drizzle, and Razza. Maybe the ones in the 1:17s want to maybe improve if they want any chance of getting to that pole position. But so far, these laps are looking pretty good. 15 out of the 18 people that said they will come is good enough. Is that the Alpine driver that's about to finish his lap? But he's invalidated anyway, so it wouldn't matter for him. As I believe it's the Aston Martin driver that's going to be the first out. Then I think followed by the Visa Cash Up Razor, the one and only driver for his team. Same with Williams and Red Bull and Aston Martin actually. So we've got loads of one-man teams here today. Hopefully they can get the points that are needed since they're missing a teammate. Unlike Kick Sauber and Cash, I think, who are the only field team on the grid, and Ferrari as well. So it's not going to be good for the other teams that are on their own. As Nick is actually about to start his lap. Just go on board with Nick and see how he does. Can he beat Jordan's 1:16.4? Here's his Ferrari driver a bit ahead of him, but I think the Ferrari driver should get out of the way with ease as he sees the Aston Martin driver coming at the back. I thought this was the out lap from him. Is he not? Is he not on a flying lap? I don't know if that Aston Martin driver's on a flying lap or not, but either way we'll see as he gets towards the end of his lap. On board with the Haas driver. His name is actually kind of a coincidence to the board as well. Let's see it. So he went a bit wide for that turn there. It would compromise his lap time, but let's see what he can do. Can he keep up the time and try and get that 1:16.4? He's yet to set a lap. Finishes sector 2. It's not as fast as Jordan. It's a 26.9. It's probably not the fastest out of everyone, but still, I think it's going to put him around P6, P5 if he can keep up the pace. There's plenty more time to find. And I believe that that's the Martin driver is also going to be finishing his lap soon. So we'll go on board with him soon and see if what time he will set. He's yet to set a time as well. As I believe the Alpine driver, Ray Darno, set a 16.6, so that's an improvement from him. Go on board with the Aston Martin driver. Is he starting his lap? Yes, he is. Let's go back on with the Haas. Can he improve on, well, currently the top four, the back four, sorry. Razor improves to a 59. So far, he's got the fastest out of everyone. What can the Haas driver do? As he crosses the line. Oh, it's a 17.6, not the lap that he wanted. Who can we go on board with? I think it's the Aston Martin driver. Did he set a lap? He's gone a 16.5. I don't know if he's on an out lap or not, but we'll see. He's on his in lap, sorry. Let's go back onto the McLaren driver. He's 2/10 up in his time. He's going to be crossing the line. Can he get back onto pole where he was originally? It's going to be a 16.5. Only puts in P4. So not that far off Nick. He's only a few hundredths of a second back. Let's go on board with Robert Kubica, who's starting his flying lap. Now everyone is on their second laps, as Drizzle's actually done 4 laps on his soft, or no, the Alpine driver, sorry. So he's maybe doing a few laps on one tyre. He's doing 2 hot laps, 2 out laps, during laps, I'm guessing. But yeah. What can this kick Sauber do? He's currently done an 18.9, so not the best of laps. He comes up towards the end of sector 2. It's already pretty slow. Yeah, he's 8/10 down on his time, so it's not going to be a good time for him. Let's go on board with Oman in the Ferrari. I think he's just starting his flying lap now. So let's see what time he can get. His teammate's quite ahead in front of him. Maybe if his teammate slows down a bit, if he's not on a flying lap, give him a tow. As he goes wide, does he invalidate? No, he doesn't, but that's actually going to affect his time. Let's see what his teammate's doing. His teammate's 3/10 down on his time, so he's not going to be improving for the current time. Coming down towards the middle of sector 2 now. He's going to flat out to the floor, using all of his ERS for this straight. Can he be brave on this corner? Does he brake? He's 1/10 up on sector 2, so that would currently put him P6, unless he can improve in the final few corners and hopefully get to that P3 or even P3 or even P2 if he can keep up the pace. Final few corners now. What time will he be setting on the clock? Will it be a 16 or will it be into the 17? Who knows? So far it's looking pretty well. It's looking like it's going to be a 1:16 something. And it's going to be a 1:16.8. So a good lap from him. Puts in P7. Not what he wanted. But he can improve a bit more. But had a few moments. As Jordan invalidates on the final few corners. He's going to be running back into the pits. Hopefully trying to set another lap as soon as he can. What about Josh? Josh also invalidates. So that's not good for him. Let's go on board with the Hasses. Are they on the flying lap? I believe so. That was a good corner entry and exit right there. Can he keep the momentum going for the final few corners? Nice angles, using the track as much as he can. Has a bit of wheel spin. It's going to lose a few temps there, but even this, he should be up on his time. I think it's going to be maybe an improvement from 1:17. And it is. It's going to be a 1:16.8, so a good lap from PK. It's going to put him P7. Let's go on board with the kick Sauber, I believe. He's coming to do his... He's going into the pits. So he obviously made a mistake, or he just set his lap and is coming back in. Red Bull drivers on his flying lap now, about to be finishing it. Final few corners. Oh, he's down on his time. It's not going to be an improvement from the angry ink. That's unfortunate for him. Is the Ferrari driver going into the pit? Yes, he is. Who else is out? As Alpine is actually about to set another flying lap, so we will watch him. Currently at 16.6. Can he improve on his time? I believe he can. Let's see what he can get. And as for my co-commentator, are you in the race yet?
No, I've not been invited yet. I'm just waiting to see if turn off my VPN as well, but I've not got the invite yet.
So far, the Alpine driver is having a good few corners. Cut that curb pretty well, using the track the best he can. Coming up towards the end of Sector 1 now. It is currently the fastest with 26.3. So far, he's on course to beating Razor. That's got 15.9. If he can keep up the momentum. Let's see what's going on with him. As after the Alpine, it will be the McLaren, followed by either the Williams, and then the Haas driver. He's 2 tenths up in his time. So far, that will put him a good P3. Can he improve even more for the final few corners? He wants to beat that Visa Cash up with a 15.9. That's the goal to beat. That's who's the fastest on the track by a whopping few temps as well. Final few corners now. Can he keep the momentum going into this last few corners, sorry. About to cross the line. I believe it's going to be an improvement on his time. It's going to be a 1:16. It's a 1:15.8, sorry. So almost a whole 10th improvement from Razor. Let's go on board with the McLaren as he will be the next across the line. Coming up towards the final few corners now. Is he going to fast outlap, or is this a lap that he just invalidated on? Who knows? He is... Ooh. He does improve, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, a 19 flat. So he does improve. I think he's going for another lap. Jordan's the next to set a valid lap. He's going to be starting his lap, actually. Never mind. Can he get pole? He is quite a few tenths away from it, but I believe he can. It's a good first corner, second corner as well. Pull out to the floor. If he can keep this momentum, he'd be on course for getting that pole position, which is currently a 15.8. So as more drivers coming out to set their last flying laps, Jordan might have timed his one perfectly as he gets a 16.2, fastest out of anyone so far, so he's definitely on course for getting that pole position. As the Alpine heads back into the pits, he might be safe, he might not have to go out again, we'll see. This Jordan is still flying through this sector 2, he's one tenth up in his time, so lost a few tenths, or a few hundredths of a second in that first sector there, or second sector, but hopefully he can gain that back time on these final few corners here. It's a good corner entry, an exit as well, it's got that grip, can he carry it through these next final few corners? Coming up towards the start finish straight now, what can he do? Foot to the floor, it's going to be straight to the finish line. Is it going to be a 15.8? Is it going to be an improvement from Jordan? Oh, no, it's not. It's an improvement, but not enough. Stays P3 for 16.3. Who is next to go over the line? Would it be Razor, I believe? No, it'll be the Haas driver. Let's go on board with the Haas, as I believe he is doing a cool down lap. So who is next? Is it the McLaren driver? No, it's not. So far, everyone doing their out lap. I think it's going to be either one of the two Ferrari drivers, and it's going to be the Ferrari driver of Senna. So go on board with him as he starts his final flying lap. He has loads of time to find. If he can't, he'll be stuck in P9. He might be safe P9 as the people behind him are still setting 17.4s, even a 120. So there's 5 seconds between P1 and P2, the last place, sorry. As Ferrari is actually 2 tenths up in his time. Not enough to put him anywhere good, but still, he will at least be a P7 if he can keep it. As the McLaren gets out of the way safely. Coming up towards the end of Sector 2, he's 3 tenths up in his time. So far, if he keeps this up, he will be P6, just in front of Josh. Josh is on his outlap, probably hoping to improve, so we shall see.
I think Robert Kubica is disconnected.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see if he comes back or not. As the Ferrari driver is about to cross the line, will it be an improvement of a 17 flat? Will it be? It will be a 16.8. So an improvement that he wanted, but is it enough? Can he stay there for now? As I believe the Aston Martin driver is the next one to cross the line. We shall see. It's either him or it's PK. As PK goes into pit, so it is definitely the Aston Martin driver who's 2 tenths up in his time, gets a fastest sector 1 of a 43s. So far he's the only driver that's in the 43s, I believe. Coming up towards the final few corners now, will he grab that pole from the Alpine driver? And if he can, that will be P1 secured for him as the Alpine driver falls back. Has a bit of a slow corner entry there. Can he make back up that time with his DRS? Gonna activate it now if the DRS goes down, crosses the line. Will it be an improvement of his time? It will be pole by a whole 7 tenths improvement from his previous time. Almost a whole 10th improvement from pole. Who's next to cross the line? It will be Oman as he invalidates. That's his lap done. It's PK next to cross the line. He was 3 tenths up in his last sector. Is there going to be improvement from him though? Oh no, it's going to be a 15.5, so definitely an improvement from him, as now everyone finishes their lap. I believe it's just a Red Bull driver to start finish, and he stays exactly where he is. So that's our top three: Nick, Ray and Razor. Jordan falling back down to P4, so it's going to be unfortunate for him. So it's 15.7, very good lap. It was a pretty close field between the front three. Maybe Jordan last lap invalidated, maybe got a bit unlucky there. So far these lap times are looking pretty good. Maybe some back issues for the back five or back three, as they're all in the 118s, 119s. Probably not the lap they wanted, but that's a very good lap from the Aston Martin driver. He gets a 15.73.
That was a good lap from Nick Manson. I'm pretty sure it was on pole last season as well.
If he was, that was pretty good, as he's got a 150 tenth gap from P2. That's pretty good from him.
I'm
So
not
who
sure
are we
what
predicting
happened
to
with,
win the race? Quali pace is one thing, but race pace is something completely different.
honestly, I think Jordan.
Jordan.
In Div 2 he's shown pace and consistency, and I think that's just going to show.
Yeah, we shall see. Right.
Right, let's see if this works.
As here is the current lineup again, if you guys just want to have a look. It is subject to change. Some people might leave, some people might join, who knows. But until then, it's going to be, this is what it's looking like. Not everyone's here, and I'm pretty sure there's a few reserves in as well. But it's going to be a full grid for the first season, which is epic. The standings are not yet out, since this is the first race. But so far, the teams with just them on their own, it's going to be a disadvantage. But the three teams that have got a full driver lineup, as I think the Ferraris and some other drivers as well, they are going to be up there. As I think we're just waiting for some few people to join back, especially my co-commentator. We're just waiting for him as well. We'll be getting started soon, as everyone just adjusts their setups as well to go back to the quali pace or race pace.
I will be 2 seconds off the mic.
Yeah. Right. So as we get going, that was a very interesting quali, a very quick quali, definitely faster than me, as we're actually going into the race now. So let's shut up and let's watch. They're actually doing their formation laps, so we can introduce everyone while we're here. Firstly, we have Nick Menson, who is actually the one that got pole with a 15.7. Sorry guys, I'm just going to turn the audio down, since I'm pretty sure it's a bit too loud. If anyone's watching from the stream, I know you're doing the information lap, don't even worry about it. Alright. What I think, strategy-wise, everyone's on the hard tyre, so possibly could be doing some one-stops as the... okay, well, that's unfortunate for him. Still, he will stay P1. It's not like real life. If you spin out during formation lap, you have to go to the pit lane. But nevertheless, it will be the Alpine driver who is now leading the formation lap. Okay. So a one-stop strategy, hard to mediums, pitting around 16, 17. Will people do that? That's the question. Is their tyre wear good enough? I know some of the races today have engineers, and their engineering skills are pretty well. I was watching someone race on another league with their engineer, and it was pretty interesting. So how many people here have engineers? I don't know, but if they do, they could use that to their advantage, as they are now coming up towards their grid spots. They want to get the perfect spot, maybe a bit out of an angle, so they can have an edge on the person in front of them, as they will start to form a gap to get their tyre wear warmed up. At least that's what the RB driver is doing. As you can see, everyone wiggle back and forth as they come through the back of the grid now. And where is actually the Aston Martin driver? Maybe this is just throughout all along. He's doing a sunny haze, warming up his tyres by accidentally spinning out. And I just realised I'm not in race cam, so here we go, guys. Getting ready for the lap as... What? Hold on. Why is so many people disqualified? Oh, okay, they're not. I was going to say, what? As we start the lap now, few people had a few slow starts, but nevertheless, Ray had an amazing start. His P1, Nick falling down back to P3. There's a few contact behind. See what's going on there. Is there a massive shunt? I don't believe so. So far, it's a good start from the Razor, the RP driver, who's got up from P3 to P1. Nick, who's fallen down, so has Jordan by 1 spot. What can they do? Can he get that pace back? So coming to the end of Sector 1 now, with RB in the lead. So some contact on the wall, I believe, for the Aston Martin driver or one of the Williams driver, who knows. So far it's a very tight race as the McLaren is actually going side by side with the Alpine driver on this straight. Can he get that tyre advantage of being in the medium tyres? Yes, he can. He's ahead so far. What does the Alpine driver do? Does he stay or does he go for that attack into this corner? And he stays behind. There's no DRS for the first 2 corners. I believe the McLaren driver has gone off track, so that's unlucky for him. So a few more people go off track and go back on board with the McLaren driver, who's right up the rear end of the RB driver. There's an overtake between Josh and the Aston Martin driver. So the Aston Martin driver has had a very bad first few laps. I believe he's even retiring. His front ring is gone. What happened there? So he's had a horrific start.
Wow.
That might be his race over.
And potential early retirement for Nick Manson, not the way to start a season.
Exactly. He might be going into the pit though, who knows? His strategy could help this, as I believe he might be retiring as he's 10-second penalty. As a few people into the pit lane now, that's very unfortunate for these guys' race. We'll see how the strategy change throughout.
Ashton, I think I've just added you. I'm not got an invite.
Alright. Alright, let's go back on board. Jordan's actually closing up towards the Alpine driver. Goes along the inside. It's a very risky move from him. Backs down. Is he going to back down? Is he going to go wheel to wheel in this corner? Goes wheel to wheel and actually makes it through. So very good overtake from Jordan right there. It's the Alpine driver. Does he have the DRS advantage? No, he doesn't. He's getting overtaken left and right as a Ferrari driver, of I believe Oman, gets past with ease. And his teammate right behind the Alpine driver. So hopefully they'll be working together to get through there. Can the Ferrari driver get past Jordan on this next straight with DRS? It's 4 attempts close to him, even 2 attempts, sorry. So he's going to have that advantage as he goes past with the slipstream. It's going to be zooming past. As the front two has actually started to form a gap of 1.2 seconds between Jordan. As the Ferrari driver makes it past the Alpine, Senna and his teammate are now 4 and 5. It's pretty good. It's gone on board with Josh, who's side by side with the Alpine. The Alpine has fallen back down quite a bit, starting P3 and now P7. Maybe he picked up some damage as Josh gets past with ease and he's going for the Ferrari driver that's ahead of him. Coming up towards the Sector 2 now. What can the Ferrari driver do on Jordan? As he's got DRS, he's going to be probably going side by side, maybe on the inside if he's brave enough, and try and overtake into that very fast corner. Look, so some overtakes at the back of the grid, going side by side with the Aston Martin driver, who's going to be staying ahead. It's going to be the Aston Martin driver for now, as Jordan actually manages to stay ahead of the Ferrari through that 2 DRS zones. But what can he do on the start-finish straight? So far, it's been the first few hectic laps, don't you think?
Can I have another invite? I don't think it came through.
It's not letting me. Right.
There we are.
So Ferrari driver is getting really close to the Williams driver. Who knows, he might just be playing it safe, trying to save tyre wear, but even then he's got dirty air in front of him, as Razor is actually getting real close to the McLaren now. What can he do in the end of start of sector 2, end of sector 1? Has a spin that's going to compromise his time so far, and it loses 1.2 seconds and loses 2 positions in the meantime. So that was not a good corner entry from the Razor right there of the RB driver. As there's a fight at the back of the grid between the McLaren and the Aston Martin driver, as I believe there's some more contact as he falls to the back of the grid. So starting P1 is now P13. It's not a good lap for him. So Ferrari driver now gets past the Williams. What can the Williams do to respond to that? This top 7 are really close together. Let's see what they can do. The McLaren pushing now out of DRS of Razor, so that's going to be a disadvantage for him, as the Ferrari driver is now 6 tenths behind him. Oh, as he spins again. Oh, the Ferrari, and maybe they had contact. I believe they did, as his front wings all over the place. That's very unlucky for the Ferrari driver and the RB driver. So the people who set really good laps are now P8 and P13, so not the laps that he wanted. It means Jordan is now P3 and Josh is now Jordan is P2 and Josh is P3. So not the laps these guys would have wanted. How will their strategy change as all these mistakes are being made throughout? The only thing that's going to save Nick and Razor now is probably a safety car. As you know, they have the pace from quali, as the Red Bull driver gets past Razor with quite ease and is gaining time, but I think he has some damage. The Alpine driver's going up to the back of the Ferrari to see what they can do.
Right, my game's glitched, so I'm just going to watch from Twitch.
Okay, that's fine.
Which is fine, yeah.
Right, as McLaren stays ahead with 1 second gap between P2, who else is close fighting? We have the other McLaren driver who's in P12 compared to his teammate in P1. He's got, don't know what happened there, but he gets a track limit penalty. He gets a 3-second penalty. Don't know what happened there with the kickstopper. That might be something to look at for the stewards later on. But nevertheless, the Alpine driver now catching up towards the back of the Ferrari. Does he go for removing the inside? No, he doesn't. Stays behind, probably waiting for that DRS zone. You don't want to be at the disadvantage for that, because that is a very fast corner that's coming up. And if you can get that DRS, that would be huge going into that final few corners of this track. As George is actually really close to the Williams driver as he gets a penalty, so went off track just a tiny bit, so he's going to be losing time right there. Alpine driver is gaining right up the back of the Ferrari driver, goes up the inside. Will he get that position? Yes, he will, as Nick Manson goes into the pits and retires. Good quality, bad race for him. It happens. Nevertheless, let's go on board with Josh, who's lost some time to Jordan, but nevertheless, Jordan's actually catched up to the McLaren. What can he do on this back straight? Oh, almost loses it, but manages to save it. It's a very good save from Jordan right there. Almost lost it. That would have ruined his race. As Josh is actually right up the inside. Is he going to go for the inside? No, plays it safe. He knows that wouldn't be a good move up the inside. Nevertheless, he's going to wait till the DRS zone. Uses DRS, and overtake Jordan. What can he do? Can he take it to the inside? As they're coming up to a yellow flag, so it definitely won't be for turn 1. Maybe turn 3 and 4 as they go to the straight. As P3 to P4 is a 1 second gap, so that's going to be a disadvantage for Ray, as he won't be able to catch up to that train that's ahead of him. So far, it's a very intense fight between the front 3. Was a good fight between the front 6, but as more mistakes have been made, more drivers have been going towards the back of the grid, as Razor and Nick has shown. Very unfortunate race for them. So far, we have Angry Ink, who's made plenty of positions, started P14, it's now P7. The Haas drivers, 1 in the back of the grid, 1 made a few positions. That's good for him as well. As the McLaren driver is actually starting to find a bit more pace. So maybe just saving tyres and just trying to go as long as he can for that 1 stop. So Ferrari drivers not gaining, but within DRS. Oh, as he tries to make a move on the outside. That was very close for him. Josh now right at the back of the Williams driver. So that move from the Williams on the McLaren has actually compromised him and made the person behind him get right up to his rear ring. As Drizzle now leads on lap 7 with 6 laps on the medium tyres. Who has gained the most positions? Angry Ink with 7. As Razor now gets another penalty, so that's not going to be good for him. As he's got a 3-second penalty, the Haas driver with a 13-second penalty, and Josh with a 3-second penalty. As he actually makes up a move along the inside. Is he going to stick this? No, he does not. He plays it safe. Go on board. What can he do on this straight? Can he overtake on this straight right here? Let's have a look. DRS activated. As soon as he gets to this bit here, is he going to use his DRS and try and overtake? As Razor sets the fastest lap, he's on fresh tyres, but yeah, doesn't really matter because you don't get the fastest point, I'm pretty sure. It's a very close fight between the front two. As Williams has actually made that move, sorry I missed that. That was a good move from him. What can the McLaren driver do? Goes up on the inside, isn't going to try and attack that, as he doesn't want to ruin his race. So far he's going wheel to wheel. Williams making a mistake. Can the McLaren use this to his advantage? No, he can't. Williams driver stays ahead. Williams locks up, coming up towards the final few corners now. It's going to be a decent advantage. Has he saved enough factory to stay ahead in this DRS zone? Let's have a look as they're coming up towards the straight now. As the Ferrari driver jumps into the pits, could be going on to the hards, probably going to be doing a 2-stop for him. So McLaren driver doesn't bother making a move. The Haas driver goes to P5 as he passes the Ferrari driver, who should stay P6 if he has a fast lap. The Red Bull driver now coming up towards the back few corners as Josh makes this insane move. I believe there's actually some damage to the McLaren driver. No, there's not. As he goes off track. Anyway, is he about to lose 2 positions? No, he's not. He stays P3. So a mistake from Josh puts McLaren P2 and Jordan with a 1-second gap to P2 as well. So that's very insane. It's a crazy first few laps from this race out here, guys. 20 laps to go. What can we do? So the Alpine driver is actually about to make a move on to the Mercedes. As I believe they're actually... No, I'm just... I thought he was about to come out to some lap traffic. I was going to say lapped on lap 9 already? That's unfortunate of him. As the Alpine driver, 2 attempts, doesn't try and make a move into this corner here. What can he do for the next few corners? Past this McLaren driver. Don't think he has the pace. Maybe use a bit too much ERS during the rest of the lap. He needs to save that, wait for it for the straight, and get past this McLaren driver, as he's actually losing grip on his tyres. So if he doesn't get past this McLaren driver, that's going to be bad for him, as he's going to be stuck in dirty air. And as to speak of it, he gets past with ease. McLaren driver now P3, getting attacked by the Alpine. Still actually side by side, managed to stay ahead as he's on the hard compound tyre and the McLaren's probably just losing a bit. So he might need to pit soon. I don't know what his tyre wear is like, but he is clearly struggling since he went from P1 to P4. So even the Alpine driver goes on the inside. Is he going to be making this move stick? So far it's looking like he is, as he gets stuck up by the Mercedes driver. They're boxing him in. So that is going to be that's going to be unlucky for the Alpine driver, who has to stay P3. That's a very good, even though they're not teammates, it's very good teamwork trying to keep the Alpine driver behind, even though it doesn't matter as the Alpine driver gets through. Does he though? Oh, Alpine driver not attacking that, letting the McLaren stay ahead, as there's plenty of overtakes at the back. No, as they go into the pit, sorry. So far pretty good. 10 laps to the front 4, sorry. Let's see, as the Alpine is he going to be making a move on this? So this Alpine needs to get past the McLaren, otherwise his tyre wear will be horrendous. Have they just lapped a car? I have no clue. No, it's 54 seconds behind, so almost a lap down. But so far, the quickest lap in race pace is a 19.3. followed by Drizzle with a 20.3. So far, it's been pretty good for these guys. What can they do? As the Alpine driver is right up the back of that McLaren, but still not making a move. Maybe he's just lost the pace throughout this, not saving ERS enough. As at this point in the race, they want to start saving, or part of the stint, they want to start saving their tyres, especially if the strategy is a one-stop. Some laps traffic ahead of them, but they should get blue flagged and get out of the way. So far, the top 8, apart from Josh, all without penalties. How long can it stay like that? This Drizzle is now 1 second almost behind Josh. It's going to be on a disadvantage for the Alpine driver. As now, who have they caught up to? As this Haas driver is actually trying to fight with the front 3 and 4, so don't know what's happening there. As a safety car, there's a safety car. That is huge for Drizzle. As if they all pit, he will stay P3. As Drizzle gets a collision with the Haas, that is definitely going to be a. That's definitely going to be a penalty for the Haas. He was not slowing down at all, so that's unfortunate for Drizzle. Hopefully he can get that looked at. That Haas driver with the board don't know what he was doing there. He was racing cars that have lapped him. So that's going to be very bad for Drizzle. He might just have to come in and serve that penalty. As what we're looking at now, do you think they've done enough laps to go into the one stop, or is it going to be 2 stop? I don't think it's going to be 1 stop. They still had a few laps left in their tyres, but now it's looking like it's going to be a 2 stop. Maybe going to the hards again, or maybe mediums. This Razor goes into the soft, so he's thinking about short-term commitment, trying to gain as many positions as he can after the soft safety car restart. Everyone flies into the pits. Is there anyone not going into the pits? So the Alpine driver, is that the Haas in front of him? So that Haas will definitely be getting looked at. He goes onto the mediums. What about Josh? Does Josh go into the mediums? Yes, he does. So Jordan and Josh on the mediums. Oh my god, what happened there? Josh just jumps Jordan. That's crazy. So he probably just had a slow start. That's an advantage for him. The Alpine driver leads the safety car. 12 lap old tyres. Not good. He should have pitted. That's going to compromise his lap time. Front ring change for Jordan. That's unlucky of him. PK was the safety car. I don't think it was PK. I don't know if it was him or the board, because the board was racing lapped cars. Like cars that were 1 lap ahead of him. That's why Josh passed. Okay, that makes more sense. So Jordan with a wing change puts him now P4 behind the Ferrari driver, but the Ferrari driver is yet to pit on 4 lap hard tyres. So even though once Jordan warms up his tyres, he will have the advantage. Oh, it was PK. I must have missed that. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate for the Haas driver who loses his wing, causing the safety car. Still stays P7. 10 seconds behind the safety car though. Can he catch up in time? There should be at least 2 or 3 laps of this safety car. Aston Martin driver having a really bad race. Had a good quali, but then it just turned really bad towards the end of it. There's still 12 seconds between P7 and P6. He needs to catch up if he wants to get those positions when the safety car ends. He should do them. Can you show the calendar? Yes, I can. While the safety car is, I'm going to just show the calendar again. We are going to Melbourne first, which we are now at. Suzuka, Miami, Bahrain, Singapore, then Spa, one of my favourite tracks. Hungary, don't know how the drivers feel about that. I definitely know how I feel about that. Followed by Austin, Brazil, and then Abu Dhabi for the final race. So far, if I had to predict who might win this, It'll probably be between Jordan, Josh, or the Ferraris. And the Alpine driver, sorry. Nick, the Aston Martin driver, he has the pace. He had a really good qualifying, but I don't know what happened towards the end of that during the first stint. Just loads of damage for him and Razor, who's P1 and P3. Right. Let's go towards the front and see when the safety car is ending. Coming up towards the end of sector 3 now, the lights should be turning off if must have been spun out and retired in the pits. No, he didn't. He was on track. He was definitely on track. It was the start of sector turn 1. We'll look at the replays. We'll see what's going on. Hopefully I can get some clips from the replays as well for overtakes. Had an insane overtake from Josh without any damage. I thought there was going to be damage on one of the front wings there, but he actually managed to save it. As all it is now is the McLaren driver needs to catch up, followed by the Haas and also the Kick Sauber, but I'm pretty sure the Kick Sauber has been lapped. Yeah, he's second place. So he should be able to overtake the car soon. It's unlucky for him. I don't know what happened to Robert. Just not had a great race. This actually puts everyone behind that Kick Sauber at a disadvantage because they have to get past him. Yes, he will get a blue flag, but who knows when oh, okay, so that's maybe what happened. "14 laps for the Alpine driver on these hard tyres. If the safety car would end, he would only need a few more laps, but it's still going to be a disadvantage as everyone's changing strategies. I don't think he made the right call. I think he should have pitted. But we'll see what his strategy plays out. Will he keep the leads? As the Haas driver is actually yet... Oh, not Haas. The Kick Sauber is actually yet. So this is not played out well for him at all. Even the Haas driver of the board is back at the grid. It's unlucky for him. Safety car in this lap, so hopefully the Kick Sauber, is he allowed to overtake? I don't know what it's like in this. I know you're allowed to overtake if you're lapped, but I don't think he will be. That's all. That was pretty close between the Haas and the Kick Sauber of PK and Nolly. He's ghosted. Okay, so it should be fine then. Right. Warming up their tyres now. See what can happen. Ray on 14 lap hard tyres. Josh on 2 lap medium tyres. What can he do in that first corner? Coming up towards the straight now. Well, is he going to go for it? When will he go for it? He goes for it now. 1 second behind Josh. As he slowed down a bit too much. DRS is not able to be activated in the first one, but he's getting the slipstream from the Kick Sauber. The Ferrari driver gets past him, so maybe it's Josh making a few mistakes there. As, no, he had to take back. As Semi loses 4 positions. That's unlucky for him. See what's going on with the Kick Sauber. Does he get past the Haas driver? Yes, he does. Let's go on board with the Ferrari driver who's close up towards Jordan and Williams, who's currently sits in P3, would be P2, who wasn't for that wing damage, had to fall back a bit. Ferrari driver getting closer to the McLaren driver with Drizzle, who has fallen back a few places towards that collision with the board, the Haas driver, during the end of the safety car, as he gets another penalty. As Razor makes another position, started a good position, lost a few, but is making it back on those soft compound tyres. Safety car might have helped him a bit, he can last it longer. What can he do on this straight? Can he get past the Kick Sauber of Nolly K? He's actually closing up pretty well to the Ferrari driver, as Jordan makes a position up on the Alpine driver, who does probably has lost a bit of grip. So Jordan, Josh, P1 and P2, not in that order. On board with the Kick Sauber, who almost overtakes the Ferrari driver. What can he do on the straight? succumbs to it now. DRS is activated this lap, so what can he do in that second sector? So far he's playing it safe. Everyone should have full ERS if they saved it on that out lap, technically, with the safety car. Lap 17 out of 29, not that long to go, guys. As the Ferrari driver also makes his way past the Alpine driver. Oh, as the Ferrari driver goes wide, Kick Sauber gets past. What can the Kick Sauber do as he goes into the wall? Oh, this has not been a race to remember for Razor right here. That is very unlucky. That is very unlucky from him. Now 1.6 seconds towards P8. Lost out on DRS. Still P9 as he's 1.7, but unlucky from him nevertheless. Go on board with the McLaren driver who's making a pass. The Alpine driver goes on the inside. Can he make the position stick? So the Alpine goes pretty wide. There's McLaren getting through. What can he do? He stays ahead. Can he catch up to his Ferrari driver in time? He's right up to the wing. 2 attempts. DRS activated. Up the inside. What can he do? Is he going to make the position stick? Yes, he does. As the Kick Sauber is also about to get past the Alpine driver. Doesn't get a good corner exit. Makes a bit of contact there. I don't know what's going on there, but no, it gets past. It's now P5 as Warman is actually getting past the Alpine driver now. So I'm pretty sure the Alpine driver needs to pit. His tyres are dead. 16 laps. The Ferrari driver 11 laps. Still old tyres, but still PK's behind him, and he's going to get past pretty soon if he cannot get that position. As Razor goes into the pits. Oh man, with a time penalty. That's not going to be good for him. Josh, P1 with a 3-second penalty. He needs to gain at least a second on McLaren if he wants to stay P2. 3 seconds on Jordan if he wants to stay P1. What can these two drivers do? As I'm fighting between the back of the field, the Ferrari trying to get to that Alpine driver who was P1 1 lap ago. But now he's P6. As the Haas driver takes a bit of a wide line, so maybe he's just lost a bit of race pace, lost some confidence through all the collisions that was happening in there. So he gets past. Ooh, that was so close. He's right up the rear ring. Can he get past on this DRS straight? It's a very short DRS straight, but it's a very good place to overtake. Goes up on the inside. Oh, inside, sorry. Outside or inside. I lost fault there. Makes a position. It's now P6. What can he do? Is that Haas is up the back of the Alpine. Can he also make an overtake on this Alpine driver? As the Alpine driver still hasn't pitted. Lapped 17 laps. He is not that far from getting a puncture. Don't know what this Alpine driver is doing, but his strategy might be toast. This Kick Sauber is actually getting up towards the back of Senna now. Not going to make a move onto this DRS straight, but hopefully start of sector 2 we can make a move there. He's 2 tenths, almost 1 tenth away from getting the overtake done. Coming up towards the DRS straight now. Deploy ERS, goes up towards the outside. What can he do? Side by side on the inside line, he gets past with ease. The Ferrari driver falling back 2 lap older tyres than the Kick Sauber, who puts himself P4. As the Alpine driver actually manages to get back past Oman, who's only 4 attempts from being overtaken by the Haas driver. So far after this safety car restart, it's been loads of intense fights, pretty good racing. Loads of penalties between the back fields, but front of the first 5 doing pretty well. As the front 2 also make a big gap between P3 now, as they're now 2 seconds ahead, almost 3 for Josh between the McLaren driver. As Haas lose a bit of time towards the Ferrari driver, maybe just wasted a bit too much ERS on those straights. Jordan also losing time to Jordan. Jordan losing time to Josh as well. Now 7 attempts, was 3 not that long ago. It's actually catching up, so maybe Jordan has the straight line speed advantage. This is now 4 attempts, catching up pretty quickly. What can he do? DRS open. If he gets to that 2 tenth distance, he could overtake if he has a good corner exit and entry here. I think Jordan just had that better exit, He's going to be speeding past. Is DRS now open? Or will he make a move up that inside? No. Oh, no, he doesn't. Stays behind. 2 temps. So again, I'm pretty sure Jordan has that straight line speed advantage. It's just when it comes to the corners, Josh also has that advantage right there. Is Angry Ink recently pitted for the soft compound tyres? Don't think that will last him 9 laps. He might struggle and stay P12. As Josh now gains a bit of time as Alpine finally pits. 19 laps of this and he's only in pit. Did he get a puncture? Who knows. But he's down 2. Oh, he's going to lose quite a few positions. Even out of the points. Not good for the Alpine driver, who was P1 not longer than 5 laps ago. As who's the closest fight here? He's gone board with PK, who's still up the back of the Ferrari driver. So far, the fights for P6 and P7, P1 and P2 as Jordan's actually gaining time on Josh. What can he do on this straight? DRS open. Didn't even hear it open as he stacks move with it. Goes up towards the inside. Can he make this move stick? Has that bit of traction? Yes, he does. Jordan P1, as there's a bit of contact there. So far, Jordan is a net P. Josh is a net P3. If it stays like this, he needs to gain time. If this is another safety car, that will absolutely ruin his race. But so far, Jordan in the lead. Who else is next to me over here? As PK finally gets past that Ferrari driver with a move up the inside. Can he make it stick in this DRS straight? I believe he can. Josh now loses a bit of time to Jordan. As I said, that straight line speed is Jordan's advantage. And as you can see, he's gaining time. Coming to the corners now, loses a bit of time as Josh has set up. Ooh. It's a very mixed setups here, you can tell. So has drivers on the back of, as he goes into the pits. So 11 lap old tyres, couldn't hack it, has to go back onto. I'm gonna say he's gonna go into the softs. We shall see if he comes up the pits. Alpine driver back up to P9. Don't think he can gain any more positions as everyone else. Okay, maybe he can. If Ferrari driver needs to pit, maybe in the McLaren as well. I think the McLaren and the Ferrari driver of Warman needs to pit. Sorry. As there's actually a fight coming out of the pits, Razor stays ahead. So started P3 and possibly could end a better position. 9 laps on the hard tyres. He just needs to save his tyres. The Haas with 1 lap and 1 second behind. In a few laps time, that could be an overtake. As the Alpine is side by side with the McLaren driver, what can he do? Gets past up on the inside. Can he make it stick for this next few straights? He should do. He should have DRS. Is DRS open for the Alpine driver? Goes a bit wide, cuts the curb. He's going to lose a bit of time there, but stays ahead and actually gains 1.2 seconds on the McLaren driver. So the McLaren clearly struggling with his tyres. So Josh now with a 6-second penalty. That is not good for him. Where will that put him? That will put him P4. So he needs to pull in some massive wonders if he wants to stay P2. It's the Alpine, it's the Ferrari drivers. Both of them, they're double stacking. Are they? Oh no, they're not double stacking. I got scared for a second. I was about to see that would be not good for the Ferrari drivers. As the Haas driver now gets past the Visa Cash App as expected, as he is on fresh tyres. 1 second gap between P1 and P2 now. Jordan gains a bunch of time. They did double stack and they made that work. I don't know if that made that work or not. P7 and P9. As Robert's having a pretty lonely race. They didn't lose time. That's huge for the 2 Ferrari drivers then. Oh, okay. Oh, he got hold up. That's fine. That's unlucky for him. It's the board with another 3-second penalty. So he's on 9 seconds. The highest penalty out of everyone here. So far, the top 7, apart from Josh, don't have penalties. So that's going to be a disadvantage for him. PK is actually also having a lonely race. 4 seconds to the car ahead, 12 to the car behind. As everyone is actually starting to form a big gap. Ooh, actually, hold on a minute. So maybe Josh is now losing his tyres as he's lost quite a bit of time to the McLaren driver. Does he have any damage? Who knows, but we shall see as it comes towards the straight now. DRS is going to be open for this McLaren driver. What can he do to destroy Josh's race? 24 laps out of 29. We are almost coming towards the end of this race, guys. Oh, it's 2 tenths. DRS open. Can he make the move up on the outside? No, he doesn't. Goes on the inside. Oh, he stays behind. Doesn't want to risk any damage. He knows Josh has a penalty, so if he just plays it safe, that's P2 for him. Just needs to stay within that 3-second range. I believe Josh actually has a 6-second penalty, so he will be P4 if he cannot gain any more time on that kick Sauber. So far, P3 to P2 is the closest fight. Tries to make a move on the inside, backs down, doesn't want to risk it. A very good race so far. The back, unlucky race for the kick Sauber. He's actually a whole lap down, probably a bit more than a whole lap. So his race is going to end on lap 28. Only driver to be lapped so far. Jordan's actually gaining a bunch of time as they come up towards lapped traffic again. Who is that lap traffic ahead of them? As a kick Sauber again. I don't know if he's 2 laps down or what, but the McLaren driver wheel to wheel with the Mercedes and gets past. Or on the hard tyres. So Josh definitely losing grip on that medium compound tyre. What can he do? 4 laps left. Will he pit or will he stay? He needs to stay out, otherwise that will be him to the bottom of the grid pretty much. So maybe this blue flag of the Sauber driver, maybe we slowed him down a bit. Yes, he's ghosted, but still, you see someone in front of you, it's not a good feeling. So far, he's lost a bit of time, almost out of DRS. Can he stay within it? I think he can. Is DRS open for the Mercedes driver? Yes, it is. Can he gain any more time? As Jordan now 1.5 ahead. So far, I think Razor and Nick definitely had a bad race. See what they can do next week at Suzuka. So far, Jordan, great race. Josh, same with the McLaren. So has the Haas and the 2 kick Saubers. I don't remember where they qualified, but if I just double check, I think they did pretty well trying. Oh, sorry guys, did not mean to do that. So the kick Sauber actually gaining 6 positions. So far had the best overtakes out of everyone. PK gaining 1, Ray losing out on 4. Razor losing out on 8. That's unlucky for him. As Josh is now 1.2 out of the DRS zone from the McLaren driver, so not good for him. As Nolly now gets a 3-second penalty. This is huge for Josh, as he could stay P3 if he can keep up this pace. However, his tyres are dying, and dying fast. Final few laps and everyone is starting to gain those penalties. As what can Josh do? Will he have the time? I think he will. If he can stay like this, that is P3 for Josh. So Nolly, unfortunately, ruining his podium chances. Jordan having a very strong race so far, gaining 3 positions, had the safety car, pitted and had to get a new ring, made the position to get past Josh, and it used him well. However, this McLaren driver might be soon overtaking to get P1. He has saved his tyres. Jordan on 14 lap hard medium tyres. Went for the 1-stop. Will it work out in his favour though? 3 laps to go and he's in DRS range. We might have a last minute overtake. That would be devastating for Jordan right here. As he comes up towards this short DRS straight, what can he do? Will he go up the inside and try and overtake into this corner right here? Or will he wait to the main straight? So far, we've seen these drivers not really take over the first DRS zone and the last DRS zone. It's usually been toward that second sector where everyone is overtaking. See what he can do. Loses a bit of time on this corner right there. I think Jordan goes a bit wide, but manages to still manage his pace. Or as the tyre wear for Jordan now might be getting a bit too much. 14 laps. I don't know how much tire wear he's got, how good he is at saving tires, but so far it is not looking good for him. Definitely the hard compound tire is the advantage here. As Josh is now 6 seconds behind McLaren driver, so if it stays like this, the kick Sauber is on 17 lap hard tires, so he could get a puncture last lap. Let's see, is his tyres dying? Because he's actually gaining on Josh. Maybe Josh has got a bit of damage or something. But so far, it is not looking good for Josh. Because if this kick Sauber keeps gaining, that would be a P4 for him. He needs to gain at least a few seconds if he wants to stay. As Parc goes into the pits, I think he has... Does he have a puncture? He's supposed to get a new front ring. So that's devastating for iPac. That puts him P10. Still 1 point. Not that bad. What can the other McLaren of his teammate do? Technically, McLaren, the highest scoring constructors. This is a very close fight. As Ray is actually up the inside of PK. Can he make that move stick? Coming up to this straight. Lap 28 out of 29. Very intense race so far. 13 out of 14 drivers have now finished. Let's see what can go on. Final lap now for Jordan. 3 attempts from Drizzle behind. Will there be a last lap overtake? Oh, this is going to be very insane. Jordan needs to defend for his life if he wants this win. 16 lap tyres. It's going to be crazy for him. As Nolly is actually... Oh, what happened there? Was there damage? That is not good. I don't know if there was contact. I missed that. That is not good for Josh or Nolly. So that definitely puts these two in P1 or 2 unless he can make an overtake in this final corner right here. As they're coming up towards lap traffic now with the Vita catch up. Goes up on the inside. Will he make this move stick onto the last lap? Coming up towards this fast speed corner now. Stays ahead. Oh, this is huge for the McLaren driver. This is bad for Jordan as he's actually gaining time. So maybe his strategy was not it. He maybe should have pitted a few laps earlier and gained that time. So far he's 6/10 back, so that will be the McLaren driver who is winning this race. Unless he spins out in this last corner, that is McLaren P1, Williams P2. That is a very final intense fight with Jordan. Probably not the result he wanted. He knew that he can get. P1. Josh falls back to P4. Will it stay P4 though? I don't think so. It's going to cut it close to Jordan. For Josh, what can he do as he crosses the line now? Will it be P4 or P5? It is P5 for Josh. That is an unfortunate race for him. No, it's P6. Oh, that is very unlucky for Josh as he drops almost 3 places on that final corner. That is not the lap that he wanted. Drizzle winning this race, getting the first season win. That's going to be 25 points for him, 26 overall for McLaren. So they're going to be topping the constructors with Drizzle leading the driver constructors. Jordan not having the race he wanted. End of his final stint, not as good as he had hoped. Nevertheless, it's pretty good racing from them two. Same with Josh, there was loads of good overtakes here. Who would I give my driver of the day to? I have no clue. Maybe Drizzle. I don't know where he started. We'll have a look as the boards come on. But that is unlucky for these guys. So we've gone to the race director. Oh no, never mind. That's a very intense race. Jordan P2, not the race he wanted. PK P4, yes. The Mercedes driver getting those penalties, ultimately ruining his race. That is very unlucky for your Josh right there. That definitely would have been a podium. Maybe just made a few slip-ups, got those off tracks. I don't know what happened at the end of that damage, but I'm sure the onboard will get looked at by the stewards and that will get sorted out for the next race, which is actually at Suzuka, guys. So let's go back to the calendar. Here you see the calendar right now. Let's have a go on board of it. Not on board of it, just get it on. My joke. On board of it. So Suzuka on the 24th of August. If you guys want to watch that, you know where to find the stream. So that's it for this race, guys. If you enjoyed, if you want to race in this as well, people that are not here, the link's in the chat right now. Just come and join. I'm sure there'll be a few spots available. But yeah, that is a very intense race, guys.